What's up? And welcome to the review for Friday the 13th, Part 2, second part in my What's Your Favorite Scary Movie Road to Halloween. I've already touched on that several times on social media on my last video, so if you want to go check those out, go check out my Twitter and my in my last video. Before I get into it, I do have a bit of announcement to make. This is kind of just going how I'm going to distribute my content in the future. When my channel originally started out, it was just strictly a gaming channel. I was just uploading DVD games for fun. But as I've grown as a content creator, and as I've gotten a bigger audience, my gaming content doesn't do as well on YouTube anymore. Movie reviews do. So I've kind of been trying to balance the two, with gaming, with trying to upload gaming and movie reviews on YouTube while streaming on Twitch, and I just decided that that wasn't going to be sustainable, and it kind of goes to an old saying that if you try to appeal to everybody, you end up appealing to nobody. So I've decided that I'm going to do both. They're just going to be like two different things. So you will very rarely see gaming content on YouTube from now on. All of my gaming content, my Twitch content, will be on Instagram, will be on Facebook, will be on TikTok, as well as my Discord. I'll have all of those linked down below. My movie content is going to be YouTube and Twitter. My Discord and Facebook will have everything. So, gaming, Twitch, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Twitter, movies, and if you want both, then Facebook and Discord will have both. But that's all I wanted to say, nothing major. With that being said, let's get into it. Friday the 13th, Part 2. After watching Friday the 13th, Part 1, for the first time in many years, as you guys know, as I said in the last video, I've long said that movie is the most overrated in terms of horror classics, and my thoughts didn't change. So it's been quite a while since I've watched the entire Friday the 13th series as a whole. So Friday the 13th, Part 2. What did I think of it? Well, it's I will say that it's pretty beat for beat, close to beat for beat as Friday the 13th Part 1. But I found it to be thoroughly more entertaining than the first one. It's a little bit shorter. There's a little bit more happening in between that keeps you entertained. Boobs, plenty of boobs.
Boobs!
Boobs, Ozzy.
These filmmakers are just boobs.
Kills. So just on the entertainment aspect alone, I like this. So let me start out with the movie opens with the final girl from the last movie, and she kind of having a dream. It's a whole recap dream sequence of what happened at the end of the first one, and she ends up dying. So already continuity is thrown out the window. Jason is now here. I will say your enjoyment of this movie will depend on your ability to suspend your disbelief, because if you ask questions in terms of the timeline, where Jason's been all these years, how he was a boy at the end of the first one. This movie takes place 5 years after this sequence takes place in the beginning. This sequence takes place 2 months after Jason's mom is killed at the end of the first one. So how he was a boy at the end of that, now he's a full-grown adult. I was watching a little bit of a making of the movie, and the first 10-15 minutes, even the people that made the movie said this makes absolutely no sense. So with that being said, if you can just take that out of your mind and just fling it over there and just watch this based on its own merits, I actually found it to be decently entertaining. It's not, once again, it's not a great movie. In terms of story, character development, there's not a lot happening. But in terms of the middle of the movie moves along at a much better pace because of it's just a bit more entertaining. There's a bit more happening that keeps you engaged. This is the first movie of Jason, who ends up becoming the iconic slasher. He's got a different look. It's not the hockey mask. We got another movie to go before we get to there. But I did like the sackhead Jason look. It was pretty cool. Different, definitely different in terms of slasher. Not something that I've seen before. Another thing is, another character from the first movie gets killed fairly early in this one. So outside of the fact that we know that Jason's out for revenge for his mother, there is almost no connectivity to the first movie to this one. So you can kind of watch it as its own thing without connecting it to the first one. That I like, because like I said, I didn't really like the first one. So as we go on, we get a little bit of an exposition dump about what happened to Jason, and it's like one of these campfire stories. Jason's still out there, and one of the kids comes out and he scares everybody. That was a nice little scene. Then we get the Crazy Ralph kill, the dude from the first movie, who was also in the first movie. Probably one of the most useless characters that I've ever seen in a slasher movie. As we kind of go on, the cop kind of catches. So the original Crystal Lake has been shut down because of all the things that have happened there, and a new camp is opened up. So one of the girls in the new counselors wants to go and see the old Crystal Lake, see the old camp. So her and her boyfriend kind of go off, and then the cop catches them there and says, "What are you doing?" And he's like, "You got to get out of here." And he's like, "No, this is shut down. Nobody's allowed to be here." And then we get this scene where Jason is being chased by the cop through the woods. We get the shack where he gets to the shack. Where Jason's been living out for all of these years, and the cop gets killed. Once again, the effects in this movie for the kills are great. It has one of my favorite kills that I've ever seen in a slasher movie. So there's this guy who's wheelchair bound, and he gets a machete right to the forehead, and in the wheelchair, he tumbles down a set of stairs. I'm sorry, but I actually found that pretty funny, and it was a dope kill. So overall, okay, but before I get to the rating in the end, so we get to the end of the movie. Everything happens. Jason kills all the counselors, and a group of them go out, so they avoid all of it. And then the main two come back and find everybody dead. And then we get to the scene where Jason's kind of chasing him. Jason gets very clumsy. He fakes like he's leaving one scene where the main girl, Jenny, who I actually really enjoyed Jenny as the final girl in this movie, played by Amy Steele. He stands on the chair like he's gonna kill her, and then the chair breaks and he falls. And then, the third act was a bit, I don't know. Jason kind of gets very clumsy. He gets his ass handed to him. There's a scene where the final girl picks up a chainsaw, and she starts like coming towards him, and he's like this. It was a bit weird. I always picture the Jason, the ad picture is like very, very hulking, very menacing dude. And just seeing him like kind of get his ass handed to him in the end was a bit funny. So eventually they get to the shack and where Jason's been living. Him and the final girl. And she puts on the sweater and she pretends to be Jason's mom. And Jason's kind of like hallucinating that this is his actual mother. And he kneels down. And of course, the classic slasher movie. Instead of her just, so she has a machete. She has the machete. Jason has like a pickaxe. And instead of her just, nope, she goes, ooh, super slow motion. And then she turns to an angle and Jason can see his mother's head that he has displayed on the table. So he gets enough time to get up and block it. And I'm just like, these slasher, I love these movies, but some of these slasher tropes drive me crazy. Like, just get it over with. Nope, but we gotta keep it going for a little bit. So we get to the end. There's another little fight scene. She ends up getting him with the machete as he's fighting with their boyfriend, and then they end up back at one of the camps, and Jason kind of comes. There's like a sound at the door, and it was the dog from the earlier in the movie, and Jason comes out. Jason eventually comes through the window, grabs her. But we don't get to see anything after that. It's just, so it's still nighttime. He comes through the window, he grabs her, and then we just kind of flash forward to the next day where she's being taken out of the ambulance. We don't know what happened to the boyfriend. We don't know, like, what, I want to know, like, what happened in between all that. Or at least a little bit. I like the fact that we got a little bit of a mystery, but that was kind of the same ending as the first one, where the girl's kind of floating in the water, and then Jason just comes out, the boy comes out and just grabs her and pulls her in. It was just kind of the same thing, and like I would have liked a little bit more explanation as to what happened, how they found her, like where was she, what happened to the boyfriend. Like we get nothing, so. It ends on a bit of an anticlimactic mode. They try to go for the shock and jump scare moment, but I get it. It's one of the cliches of Scream said it best. This is the moment where the supposedly dead killer comes back to life for one last scare. But give a little bit more meat on the bone. So overall, Friday the 13th Part 2, pretty in line with the first movie. Just a bit more entertaining. I'm on the fence with the rating. I'll be generous and I'm gonna give it a 3 out of 5. Even though it's probably more like a 2.5, but it was okay. I had way more fun with it than I did with the first one. Stay tuned, Part 3 coming out later this week. I'll see you guys soon. Peace, I'm out of here.